I was 7 months pregnant with my first child when I found out my husband was cheating on me with my sister for over a year. Instead of confronting them privately, I decided to expose them at our gender reveal party in front of 80 guests, both families, all our friends, everyone we knew. What they thought would be a celebration of new life turned into the most epic public humiliation I've ever witnessed. My husband lost his family, his reputation, and custody rights. My sister lost her fiancé, her relationship with our parents, and every friend she had. And me? I got justice, my baby, and eventually a partner who actually deserves me. This is the most satisfying revenge story you'll ever hear. Let me set the scene. I'm 31. My husband, let's call him Jake, is 33. We'd been together for 6 years, married for 3. We were that couple. The one everyone said was relationship goals. We had a beautiful house in the suburbs, good jobs, and active social life. We were happy, or at least I thought we were. When I got pregnant, we were both over the moon. We'd been trying for a year, and when that test came back positive, Jake literally cried with joy. He was so excited to be a dad. He came to every doctor's appointment, read every pregnancy book, painted the nursery himself. And my sister, Melissa, she was 29, engaged to this great guy named David. They'd been together for 2 years and were planning a wedding for next spring. Melissa and I were close, or so I thought. She was my maid of honor at my wedding. I was going to be hers. We talked every day, had sister brunches every weekend, shared everything. The plan was for Melissa to be my birth partner since Jake's a bit squeamish with medical stuff. She was thrilled. She even threw me this beautiful baby shower 2 months into my pregnancy. Everything was perfect until it wasn't. I'm 7 months pregnant. It's a Thursday night. Jake's working late, or so he says. This had been happening a lot lately, the working late thing, but I didn't think much of it. He's in finance. Long hours come with the territory. I'm at home, 7 months pregnant, exhausted, lying on the couch watching TV. I realized Jake took my phone charger to work by accident. We have the same phone, so I grab his old phone from the junk drawer in the kitchen. He'd upgraded a month ago, but kept the old one as a backup. I plug it in to use the charger, and the phone boots up. It starts buzzing immediately. Notifications popping up. Text after text after text. I'm not a snoop. I swear I'm not. But the messages are previewing on the lock screen, and I see a name that makes my blood run cold. Melissa. The messages say, "Can't wait to see you tonight, baby. Tell her you're working late again, Lowell. I'm wearing that thing you like." My hands are shaking. I unlock the phone. I know his passcode. We've never had secrets. And I open the messages. And guys, it's all there. Months of messages, explicit photos, videos, them making fun of me, them talking about how pathetic I am, how clueless I am, how they can't wait until they can be together officially. I scroll up to the beginning of the thread. The messages start 14 months ago. 14 months. I've been pregnant for 7 of those months, which means they were sleeping together before I got pregnant, while I was trying to conceive, during my pregnancy. There are messages about times they hooked up at my baby shower. They disappeared for 30 minutes. I thought Melissa was getting more ice. At Thanksgiving dinner at our parents' house, while I was putting dishes away, in our house while I was at work, in our bed, I find a message from 2 weeks ago where Jake says, "Do you think the baby's even mine?" And Melissa responds, "Does it matter? You're stuck with her either way until the kid's born. Then we can figure it out." I'm sitting on my kitchen floor, 7 months pregnant, reading about how my husband and my sister have been conducting an affair for over a year, and they're questioning if my baby is even his. I can't breathe. I'm crying so hard I'm hyperventilating. I call my best friend, Sophie, and I just SOB into the phone. She comes over immediately. Sophie reads the messages and says, "You need to confront them right now." But I say no. I'm not giving them the satisfaction. I'm going to destroy them. Here's the thing. Our gender reveal party is in 2 weeks. We'd planned this big celebration. 80 people, both families, all our friends, our coworkers. We'd rented a venue, hired a caterer, the whole 9 yards. It was going to be the event of the year, and I realized this is my opportunity. So I go into full covert ops mode. I act completely normal around Jake. I smile. I laugh at his jokes. I let him put his hand on my belly to feel the baby kick. It makes me physically ill, but I do it. I see Melissa 3 days after I discover the affair. We're supposed to have our weekly sister brunch. I show up, I order avocado toast, I chat about baby names and nursery colors. She has no idea I know. At one point, she says, "How are things with Jake? He seems stressed lately." I say, "Oh, he's just working a lot. You know how it is." She smiles and says, "Yeah, work can be so demanding." I want to throw my mimosa in her face, but I don't. I smile and change the subject. Meanwhile, I'm preparing. I go through Jake's old phone and screenshot everything. Every message, every photo, every video. I organize them chronologically in a folder. I back everything up to a USB drive, my laptop, and a cloud account. Then I hire a tech-savvy friend to help me create a presentation. Not a gender reveal presentation. Exposure presentation. The plan: at the gender reveal party, instead of showing pink or blue confetti or whatever, I'm going to show a PowerPoint presentation of Jake and Melissa's affair to all 80 guests. Sophie says, "Are you sure you want to do this? It's going to be nuclear." I say, "They destroyed my life. They get to have their lives destroyed in front of everyone who matters to them." I spend 2 weeks perfecting the presentation. I include screenshots of their texts with dates and timestamps, photos of them together in compromising positions, the message about questioning if the baby's mine, a timeline showing how long the affair has been going on, hotel receipts, Jake paid with our joint credit card, idiot, a final slide that says, "The gender reveal? It's a girl, but the real reveal? My husband and my sister are having an affair." Sophie helps me practice my speech. I'm going to be calm, collected, and devastating. Gender reveal party day arrives. It's a Saturday afternoon in June. Beautiful weather. The venue looks perfect. We'd rented a garden space at a local event center. There are balloons, decorations, a dessert table, a photo booth. It looks like a celebration. Guests start arriving at 2 p.m. My parents, Jake's parents, our siblings, our friends, our coworkers, our neighbors. Everyone's excited, hugging me, congratulating us, putting gifts on the table. Melissa shows up with David, her fiancé. She's wearing a pink dress. She's sure the baby's a girl. She hugs me and whispers, "This is going to be so special." I whisper back, "You have no idea." Jake's in full proud dad mode, shaking hands, accepting congratulations, talking about how excited he is. His parents are beaming. His mom keeps touching my belly and talking about her grandchild. At 3 p.m., it's time for the reveal. Everyone gathers in front of a big screen we've set up. I told Jake I wanted to do a video presentation of our journey to parenthood before the reveal. He thought it was a sweet idea. I stand up front with Jake. I'm holding the remote control for the presentation. My heart is pounding, but I'm calm on the outside. I say, "Thank you all so much for being here today. Jake and I are so grateful to have you all in our lives, to share this special moment with you. Before we reveal the gender, I wanted to share a little presentation about our journey." Everyone's smiling, phones out, ready to record the moment. I click the remote. The first slide appears, a love story. I narrate, "Jake and I have been together for 6 years, and for most of that time, I believed we had something special." The second slide appears. It's a screenshot of Jake and Melissa's texts. The message where Jake says, "Can't wait to see you tonight, baby." The room goes silent. You could hear a pin drop. I continue, voice steady. "But about 7 months ago, something changed. Right around the time I got pregnant, actually." Third slide, more texts. Melissa saying, "Tell her you're working late again, LOL." Jake realizes what's happening. He tries to grab the remote from me. I step back and say, loudly, "Don't touch me." His dad stands up and says, "What the hell is going on?" I say, "I'm getting to that." Fourth slide, a photo of Jake and Melissa kissing at my baby shower. The timestamp is visible. Gasps from the crowd. Someone says, "Oh my God." Melissa's face is pale. She stands up and says, this is taken out of context." I say, "Context? Let me give you context." I click through the next 10 slides. It's a full timeline of their affair. Messages, photos, hotel receipts, the works. My mom stands up looking at Melissa and says, "What have you done?" Melissa starts crying. "Mom, I can explain." I cut her off. Here's the best part. Final slide. The message where Jake questions if the baby's his. Where Melissa says, "Does it matter? You're stuck with her either way." The room erupts. People are shouting. Jake's mom is crying. My dad is yelling at Melissa. David, Melissa's fiancé, looks like he's going to be sick. I say, voice loud and clear. So, to answer the original question, yes, it's a girl. I'm having a daughter, and she will never know her father and her aunt as the lying, cheating, disgusting people they are. Jake, I'm filing for divorce. Melissa, you're dead to me. Everyone, thank you for coming. There's cake on the table. Please, enjoy yourselves. And I walk out. What happened after I left? Oh, I got the full report from multiple people who stayed. Jake ran after me, begging, crying, saying it was a mistake. I told him if he didn't leave me alone, I'd call the police. Sophie and two of my friends formed a human barrier around me. He gave up and went back inside. Inside the venue, chaos. Melissa was sobbing, trying to explain to our parents. My dad wouldn't even look at her. My mom said, "Get out of my sight." Melissa tried to talk to David, her fiancé, and he said, "We're done, lose my number." And he walked out. Jake's parents were furious at Jake and Melissa. Jake's mom said, "That's your pregnant wife. How could you?" Jake's dad said, "You're a disgrace to this family." Several of Jake's friends came up to him and said, "Dude, with her sister? What's wrong with you?" The party disbanded within 30 minutes. People took their gifts back, which I appreciated because I didn't want anything from that day. Some people stayed and ate cake, though, because it was really good cake, apparently. Now, the legal aftermath, I filed for divorce the following Monday. I hired the best divorce attorney in the state. In our state, adultery affects asset division and custody, so Jake was screwed. I filed for full custody, citing the affair and his questioning of paternity. I demanded a paternity test. Not because I had any doubt, but because I wanted it on legal record that Jake had accused me of infidelity when he was the cheater. Paternity test came back, 99.9% match. Jake is the father. His lawyer looked devastated. In the divorce settlement, I got the house, fully paid off, primary physical custody of our daughter, child support of $2,500 per month, half of Jake's 401k and savings. Jake has to cover 100% of medical expenses for the baby. Jake gets supervised visitation only for the first year because the court deemed him emotionally unstable. Total value of what I got, about $600,000 in assets plus ongoing child support. Jake tried to fight it, but his lawyer told him, "You cheated on your pregnant wife with her sister. You're not winning this." Now, Melissa's fallout. David broke up with her immediately, called off the engagement. He told mutual friends, "I dodged a bullet." My parents disowned Melissa. Not kidding, full disownment. They changed their will to exclude her. They told her she's not welcome at family events. They haven't spoken to her in over a year. Melissa lost her entire friend group. Turns out, nobody wants to be friends with someone who betrays her pregnant sister. She tried to date Jake for real after the dust settled. I guess they figured, well, we're both single now. Lasted 2 months. Turns out their relationship was only exciting when it was forbidden. When it was out in the open, they realized they actually didn't like each other that much. Melissa moved to another state. Last I heard, she's working at a call center and living alone. Jake's still in town, but his reputation is destroyed. Mutual friends cut him off. He got demoted at work because his boss is a family man who was horrified by what Jake did. He lives in a one-bedroom apartment and sees our daughter every other weekend for 4 hours at a time. So where am I now? I'm thriving. My daughter, Emma, is now 14 months old. She's healthy, happy, and the light of my life. She has my eyes and, unfortunately, Jake's nose, but we're working with what we've got. I'm not co-parenting with Jake so much as parallel parenting. He sees Emma on a supervised schedule, pays his child support on time because it's wage garnished, so he has no choice, and I barely communicate with him beyond logistics. And here's the best part. I met someone. His name is Marcus. We met at a new parent support group 6 months after Emma was born. He's a single dad. His ex-wife passed away when their son was a baby, so he's raising a 3-year-old on his own. We started as friends. He never pushed, never rushed me, just showed up. Brought me coffee when I was exhausted, listened when I needed to vent, made me laugh when I felt like crying. We've been dating for 8 months now. He's met Emma. She adores him. And his son is the sweetest little kid. We're taking things slow, but for the first time in years, I'm genuinely happy. Marcus knows the whole story. He saw the gender reveal video. Yeah, it went viral in our social circle. And you know what he said? You're the strongest person I've ever met. Any man who could betray you is an idiot. As for Jake and Melissa, I haven't spoken to either of them. They tried reaching out a few times. Melissa sent me a letter apologizing. Jake tried to send birthday gifts for Emma that I donated to charity. I have no interest in forgiveness. They made their choices, and they're living with the consequences. My parents are amazing grandparents to Emma. They've apologized 1,000 times for Melissa, even though it's not their fault. They spoil Emma rotten and babysit whenever I need a break. I'm financially stable, emotionally healthy, and surrounded by people who actually love and support me. Did I handle it the best way? Maybe not. Some people think I should have confronted them privately. But you know what? I don't regret it for a second. They humiliated me in private for over a year. I humiliated them publicly for 5 minutes. Fair trade. So here's what I learned. When people betray you, especially people you love, you have 2 choices. You can let it destroy you, or you can use it to rebuild yourself into something stronger. I chose to rebuild, and now I have a beautiful daughter, an amazing partner, and a life free of liars. Jake and Melissa destroyed our family, but in doing so, they freed me to build a better one. What do you think? Was I justified in exposing them publicly, or should I have handled it differently? Let me know in the comments. I genuinely want to hear your thoughts. And if this story resonated with you, hit that subscribe button for more Reddit drama every night at 9 p.m. on Reddit After Dark. Remember, you deserve people who choose you every single day. If they're not choosing you, they're choosing to lose you. Thanks for watching. Until next time, trust your gut and never settle for less than you deserve.